It's that video game. The first video game that I'm doing a stream of at 1 in the morning after having published a Scarlet and Violet video. I said, my camera's gone, but now it's here, thankfully, thanks to hotkeys and stuff. I'm gonna adjust the volume a little smidge here and stuff like that. I'm like halfway through the chapter 3s right now, is the case. So I'm halfway through those. I was like, oh, let's just do some more chapter 3s. Today has been a little bit of a hectic day. Yeah, I'm strong enough to get through the rest of the main story, most likely. Just because, you know, I wish I had more time for things. But, chapter 3 for all of them? Yep. Yeah, indeedly do. So, who do I want to do next? Well, that's chapter 4. I want to do the rest of the chapter 3s, which are over here. Chet's chapter 3 is level 45 recommended, apparently. You're chapter 4. So I have 4 chapter 3s left, is the case. And, we're in level 31 there. We could go do Cassie's. How about we do Cassie's? I'm intrigued by Cassie. Let's see what's going on with Cassie and stuff. This is what we can do. A little bit of a busy day. I was thinking about publishing the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video essay at like noon today. Was my original plan. But I was gonna head out of town for the day to a place a little bit far off in the province. Not super far, it was like an hour and a half drive. And I was like, well, I don't really want to be doing this from my phone at a convention center. So I just published it in the morning, got that all done, washed my hands of it. And then went out to the largest swap meet in my province looking for old vehicle parts, and I bought some old manuals and stuff like that. Some old shop manuals that should definitely help me figure out what the heck is going on with my truck. So are you the tavern? Yeah, I guess so. And then I came home, and I took my cousin's kiddos, and I went over to my grandma's place, and we planted a bunch of potatoes. Twice the amount that we planted last year, so it's gonna be a very big harvest of potatoes. And that hit us with the twang of inspiration to clean up my cousin's yard a little bit that hasn't had anything grown in it for at least a few years now, and is completely overgrown with all sorts of crap. So we went over there and spent several hours digging out a whole bunch of crap and making space for a square plot, and then planting seeds of all sorts of things. And today was a mix of browsing old vehicle parts and gardening. I'm a little smidge of a gardener now. So we'll see how that all goes. So that was my day today. It's a short version. I'm really sore after all the walking and after all the taking stuff out of a garden that has been used in a couple of years. So, you know, a little bit of a difficult day, but you know, I'm here, I'm chilling. I've seen a little smidge of the Scarlet and Violet video essay reception, and it seems that, you know, a lot of people are really hyped for seeing it, / have enjoyed what they've seen thus far, which is really great. That's really cool there. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how things go there. I'm really glad to just get out there. Can't forget about it. Move on to some other things! Because, my goodness, that has been in the works for so dang long now. But yeah, have any plans to challenge the secret super boss of this game, or are you gonna pass out? I'll see what's out there, and maybe consider it there. And stuff, you know. Well, it's not a bad thing that my day's been crazy, it's just, I got stuff done. I got old manuals for my truck that, you know, would have been super duper expensive if I tried to find them online. Got a bunch of gardening done that, you know, is hopefully gonna result in some nice things to harvest later in the season and stuff. It was very productive. It has to be said. Yeah, let's see. Oh, I can just change my party. Yeah, let's do this. Really, if you want to watch a full video essay for 7 hours, it's not meant to be done in one sitting, you know, is the case. Eventually, we're gonna have the Take On Me Team Skull animation video. Yeah, it is there in the soundtrack section. Hello, Aniki. Gardening sounds fun. I appreciate you saying so. How's it going? How did things go there? There's a lot of stuff in there that, you know, has nothing to do with my stance on the games before. Like, I did a full story rewrite, for example, that, you know, I'm semi-proud of, is the case. But hello! Welcome to Octopath Traveler 2. After remembering that she was part of Air's Apothecaries, Cassie follows Malaya's hints and arrives in Helix. Helix? What is it that she's supposed to find here? I don't know. But yeah, as it was good, your favorite part was the discussion on Lydia opened us up. I'm glad you appreciated that there. And yeah, there's definitely a lot that I covered over the course of 7 months. And 7 months might not sound right at first because the game hasn't even been out for 7 months. The game hasn't even been out for 6 months. It's coming up on 6 months this year. But I started writing chapter 1 before the game was even out. So, yeah, about 7 months.
Helix.
Pretty crazy.
Something bad happened here. It seems deserted. Malaya, where are you?
There's travel banter. That is, it was amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Destine. Welcome on into Octopath Traveler shenanigans now. Because, you know, honestly, I knew that a lot of the things that I was gonna say in it, you know, could be seen as controversial in the Pokemon community. And I didn't check any of the reception at all throughout today until I, you know, like an hour ago, essentially. And I just kind of wanted, while I was going about my day, you know, browsing old vehicle parts and gardening and stuff, I just kind of wanted to push it out of my mind. Are people gonna love it? Are people gonna hate it? Let's not worry about it right now. You know, let's not worry about that. And hello, J-Dog. How's it going today? How go things there? I think I saw that you were streaming earlier. A Mario thing. I don't know. I was just looking at Twitch and seeing that people were live and stuff like that. I didn't get the chance to stop it and lurk, but I saw that you were streaming a thing. How did the stream go? I think, if I'm not going crazy, I don't know, my brain could be scrambled and stuff. Like the commercial gag, that's really clever. You know, so many things like that weren't originally in my script when I was writing it, but as I was producing it, it's like, wait a second, I know what's good here, and then it would just end up in the video. It's kind of the thing. There was a lot of instances like that throughout the video. And I remember one person had commented that they really liked the trainer's choice with the commercial gag, and I replied to them saying, you know, I honestly didn't even remember that trainer's choice was a thing. I kind of forgot about for a little while, but once I thought about doing that commercial thing, I was like, wait a second, that's a thing that exists. And the first one that I found online, like, and I searched for, because I specifically remembered trainer's choice because of the mistakes in it. So I searched for one of the mistakes, and I found the one where it's like, trainers, which of these Pokemon does Viper evolve into, or whatever the heck? Trainers, if you chose Arbok, you were right. Whatever the heck, and that was the template that I used. So dumb. The amount of choices in Trainer's Choice, the amount of mistakes in Trainer's Choice was actually so laughable. Like, that's confused me so much as a kid, because I was like, wait, does it evolve into that? And it confused me. It just caused so much confusion for me back when. Why did they have to do that anyway? But yeah, definitely be seen as controversial, criticizing two things that people actually liked about the game. What I know in open world. Is that the two things? Doing good, officially beating every Mario RPG. Nice, congrats! On that there. Are you alright, Casti? Pale as a ghost. Sorry, it's nothing. Just published a 7-hour-long video essay. No, the story and Penny's theme. Oh, okay. I don't think Penny's theme is bad. I just don't like how much it blends together, is the thing. You know, the actual general theme and stuff is great, honestly. That's why I love that remix and stuff. But I honestly don't get the adoration for the story. You know, I was thinking about including it in the video essay. Like, some articles saying that Arven's tale won, like, or Arven as a character won some sort of award in Japan for being, like, such an amazing character. And I was like, really? Really? And I almost included a note about that, but I was like, I won't, you know? Yeah, that's what I agree with there. Like, it gave me so much potential with the story rewrite, because yeah, the concepts are great. They're fantastic, honestly. Just not used well, you know? Still doesn't feel real, feels like a fever dream. That's me with the Scarlet Violet video essay as well. You have your ranking video to finish. Is that gonna take you 7 months like my last big video project? Is it the kind of thing that's gonna take like forever, or gonna be like a shorter kind of thing? Penny's theme feels too fuzzy. Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like with like the kind of blur of electronic sounds and stuff like that. Sorry, it's nothing. I know what I need to do now. All that's left is to take that first step and do it. That first step. The phrasing belies your state of mind. Have the script already done? Okay, so a decent ways along then. In short, you're standing still. Hesitant, yes? If something worries you, don't keep it bottled up. I'm here to help. I'm a cleric, after all. A shepherd to my flock. No, thank you. when it comes to standstill. In the last couple weeks, honestly, maybe a little bit more than that, past like month, that's been the state of the Minecraft series. At first, I was like, I'm gonna finish off this season of the Minecraft series, and then finish the Scarlet and Violet video essay. But then I changed my mind. I finished my Scarlet and Violet video essay, and I haven't touched Peculiar Potions in like a month now.
Malaya.
So I'll finish that. And then maybe make some shorter form video essays. I need to take a little bit of a chill pill. I'm gonna look at my notepad that I've made on my phone of shorter video essay ideas and throw some stuff together. But my next long form one's probably gonna be Xenoblade 3. And I also want to do a long form one on Fire Emblem Engage. Ah!
You're asking
No, neither of those
question.
would be as long as 7 hours. So it's fine, whatever.
You should instead be asking, what happened here?
Yeah, I am curious about that.
Does the word Santanejo mean anything to you?
Can't say it
It
does.
was a flower of great importance to Heirs apothecaries.
Santanejo.
Good, Casty. It's finally time to remember. I'll even lend a hand.
Oh. Inquire about what Malaya knows. Okay, I'll do that. You know, it's funny, when with that Gita AI robot there, when I was going through my clips at the end, I wasn't planning on padding it to 7 hours, but I was 10 minutes away, and it's like, oh, come on, I'm so close. Let's just make another wacky clip compilation for 10 minutes. And I did that. I was looking through those clips. There was one of my old clips was responding to someone in chat saying that they thought that Gita was an AI robot. I don't know who it was. I don't think the clip started early enough for me to see exactly who it was, but someone had brought that up when I was going up against the Dudo that was throwing boulders and stuff, and I was reading that out, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty funny that was, you know, being theorized there. It turned out that Sato was a robot, but yeah, I guess that's still a theory going around. So Engage's Xenoblade 3 are actually good, so it should be more enjoyable to work on when you get there. Could well be, but, you know, there's a lot of aspects of both Xenoblade 3 and Fire Emblem Engage that are definitely worth criticizing. Like, for me, the Xenoblade 3 story, for example, I enjoyed the general outline of it and generally what it did, and the lessons that it taught along the way of, you know, continuing to move forward and not, you know, persisting in the now. That kind of also served as inspiration for my story rewrite to an extent. I'd say my biggest inspirations for that story rewrite were Xenoblade 3 and the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, honestly. But anyway, some of the execution, some of the finer points of the Xenoblade 3 story, I wasn't that big a fan of. Some parts felt really convenient and like, wait, really? Really, though? So, I haven't touched it in a while, but I was actually working on a script for the, Xenoblade 3 video essay, and I have like 60 pages just talking about the story. I haven't worked on any other aspect yet, just the story. I haven't touched it in like forever. If I look up Xenoblade 3 on Google Drive, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 essay, when was it last edited anyway? When was it last edited? When it comes up. Does Google Drive not show when it was last edited anymore? Man, I'm big disappoint. It doesn't show when it was last edited. I kind of wanted to know when it was. But anyway, was it 60 pages or am I misremembering? Is this false memories? Oh, it's 54. This is all just story stuff. This is all just different chapters on different sections of the story. Some stuff I love. Some stuff I thought was great about the story. Other things was like, that's pretty meh. But, you know, more positive than negative, honestly, is the case. And with Fire Emblem Engage, across the entire game, more positive than negative. When it comes to the story, it was another case of interesting ideas, maybe not super well executed. Characters, as always in Fire Emblem, were fantastic. I love the characters. But yeah, a little bit of a mix, you know. But, you know, way more positive with those ones. But still a lot that I want to criticize about both Xenoblade 3 and Fire Emblem Engage. You know, I didn't think either of them was... Oh, well, I've never thought any video game was perfect, but, you know, I thought that they were each far from perfect there. But, you know, still good games that I enjoyed my time in and stuff like that. But yeah, spoken anything about Gita since December? The theory wasn't you? Well, the clip was from, like, November or something like that, or December. I don't remember. Future for Pokemon's very deep. If they, you know, if they really do tap into the potential that they have, yeah, could well be. You know, is the case Engage's biggest flaw is at least the base game is whatever that happened to the RNG, honestly. What is the RNG of that game? My goodness. Future Redeem will absolutely blow your mind. I thought about streaming it tonight, but I was like, oh, let's just do a couple chapter 3s here. And stuff like that. Yeah, I won't spoil myself here. Is the case. Feel like you could write a novel? would be kind of fun. The Scarlet and Violet video essay is basically a novel. It's 142 pages. It showed in the video 141, but by the time I finished my credit, it was 142. Mode, do you remember any of the things you and I discussed from our theory video on Xenoblade 3 back when and before the base game came out? Maybe slightly? Cassie now recalls searching for Santinejo blossoms with another member of Air's Apothecaries. Memory comes from a time when the band worked together to save people's lives. Yeah, 142 pages. It's 7 hours long. I'm so done with it. Want to do a rewrite of Engage's story? Similar in the style you went with for the Scarlet and Violet rewrite, where you do the same message with original intended, but work it to make it more cohesive. That'd be interesting. Honestly, the original reason why I did a Scarlet and Violet story rewrite is because I was planning on doing one for Xenoblade 3. Like, back when I was going ham on that Xenoblade 3 video essay script, this was before Scarlet and Violet came out, was probably the last time I worked on that script, and then, you know, full steam ahead on the Scarlet and Violet one when that came out. But as I was going through parts of the story, I planned on doing a story rewrite of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But now it's been so many months that I don't even remember what I wanted to do for the story rewrite. I'd probably have to reread that whole thing, and maybe I'll remember, maybe I won't. So maybe I'll do a story rewrite for that, maybe I won't. But it kind of hit me with the inspiration to do it with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because I looked at that story and I was like, there's so much potential here, it could be so good. You know, I did that. That could be interesting to do that for Engage. I'd have to really think about what I do for Engage. I mean, I spent 2 months brainstorming what I was going to do for Scarlet and Violet before coming up with that. So, I mean, I could maybe do something similar for Engage. You know, it's May. Yeah, it's been May for a week. When was the May charity stream? I kind of didn't think about it until the 24-hour charity stream was published. I made an announcement in the Discord server being like, it'll happen this month, keep an eye out, but I haven't really put any plans in the works. Sometime after Tears of the Kingdom comes out, probably sometime later in the month, I was like, I'm gonna get the video essay out there, and then I'm gonna figure out the 24-hour charity stream, so be on the lookout for stuff with that, but I haven't made a proper announcement and plans yet. What was the font size, though? 11, I think. What, you want to see it? Yeah, I can bring it up. Add the Tales of Arise fishing in it? It wasn't exactly part of the plan there. Let's see here. Pokemon Scarlet. Yeah, I edited it in the past week. Yeah. Recent. Oh, no, that's a footage credit. No. Oh, here. The most recent thing that I opened was the Scarlet and Violet video essay. Let's see here. So, here it is. I put this at the top. I almost forgot this. The part in the story chapter where it says skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid spoilers for God of War Ragnarok and Xenoblade 3. Like, that originally said edited in the right timestamp here when the full video is made. I almost forgot to do it. It's just because I proof watched the first draft render an extra time, and then I wanted to rewatch a story part specifically, and then I saw that, and I forgot to look back at my note that it reminded me, and I put that in. Man, that would have been an embarrassment if I forgot that. But yeah, this is the script of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video essay. So, you know, pros and cons. There's all the footage and music cred at the end. So, and then I guess the last page. I wanted to use this. I included this, but I didn't use it. I put it at the bottom in case I used it for like a finale thing where this guy is riding a bike into the sunset and he face plants, and it was so funny to me. And I wanted to use it so badly, but I didn't. Oh man, there's all the footage credits. Well, this is music credit that's here. The footage credit was at the bottom. So, you know, a lot of pain. How many pages is that? 142. At 11-point font, and I do 1.5 spacing. 1.5 is what I like. It's nice for viewing, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm kind of stalling. Octopath Traveler here, in case anyone's here for that. Which, I don't know. We're just kind of trucking through this game with all its disconnected stories and stuff like that. But yeah, did say you were gonna think about doing it? Yeah, I might during some event. Could always do it during like Fragapalooza or something like that, which I now have tickets for. Well, I don't have tickets for my German partner that's coming this August and stuff. I gotta get a ticket for him too. Is the case. Is this second yearly charity stream? Because if it's after August, totally suggest the new Armored Core. Usually it's May and November, so yeah, it's after August. I could consider it.
Green. The season of clouds
I'll speak
and rain
after this.
right around the bend.
Am I going to die?
No, you're gonna live. Help is coming. Just hold on.
You're faster than expected.
How is he, Malaya?
In a great deal of pain, but lucid. I've patched him up as best I could. We were right to keep him here for observation.
Here, Lind. This should ease your suffering.
Pulse strong, breathing steady. Good.
Thanks. I'll be able to climb up and fix that darned roof for sure now.
Easy there, old-timer. Learn your limits.
You're not climbing anything. A leaky roof won't kill you, but recklessness will.
You worry about getting better. I'll worry about those repairs.
Casty, really? Carpentry isn't our vocation.
But that won't stop our mother hen here. She just can't resist clucking over her charges.
No teasing.
Oh, where's Trousseau?
Sorry I'm late. I had to see an unexpected patient.
Speak of the devil, dear.
Welcome back, Trousseau. Who was this patient?
Sally. She fainted, so I went to see what was wrong. I administered to her, and she seemed stable for the time being. Here, my notes. Though, I'm still concerned for her. I'd like to follow up on her soon.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
You care more about your patients than any other apothecary I've met, Trousseau.
That's the heart of what it means to be a healer. To extend a helping hand to all those in need. Casty's creed and words to live by. It was the force of her spirit that brought us all together.
That creed's what makes our orders special.
I appreciate the kind words, everyone. But no working yourselves into the ground. Let's all take a break, yes?
Wait, am I playing in the past? Oh, I'm playing in the past now. Inquire about what the apothecaries have to say. Huh, okay. Also, I am a little bit intrigued about Armored Core. Could potentially do. I will say, though, if I do end up playing Armored Core, it is not going to be one of those playthroughs where I do, like, every other game in the series leading up to that. No chance. Screw that. No way. Not this time. Nuh-uh. I do it a lot of the time, but if I do that, not this time. Nuh-uh. But yeah, I just got past the music chapter on the Scarlet Violet essay. Oh, geez, so about, like, 5-ish hours in that case. Well, I appreciate you tuning into that, Mr. Samurai. Yeah, there's quite a bit there. There's way too many. Yeah, when that was first announced and I saw, like, the images, I think you posted them in the Discord server for how many Armored Core games there was. I was like, no. You know, people online said it's because the file may be out of place in the folders, but checked every single folder, I haven't found anything out of place. Huh, that's strange there. Watch a video essay on the older ones. That I could do. I could definitely do that. You know. Hey Cassie, I got my hands on some snowdrops. Powerful herbs that can stanch bleeding. Language of flowers, they mean. Oh, I need to inquire then, in that case? Yeah. Incredibly bright and gifted apothecary, she once saw Cassie as a rival. Though this rivalry was gradually eroded by Cassie's genuine concern for her patients, she now stands beside Cassie as part of Air's apothecaries. Didn't it show age 27 in the future as well? That means that, you know, there can't be that much of a discrepancy between these time periods, right?
Thank you.
Right? Armored Core has a unique control scheme? Does it then, maybe? Sure you want to voice a red character? Because if you already have your hands full with a lot of other things, Yeah, if it's just, you know, a little smidge of time for voicing stuff, that is easy. But, like, long time, like, hourly, regular work into troubleshooting is, you know, a bit much, is all there. I mean, I'm already doing, like, a voice acting thing on the side periodically as well, as the case. And that's just, you know, a session here and there once or twice a month, and it's like, that's easy peasy there. Though I haven't been able to for quite some time, because I was busy for a little while, and then I got sick. Well, it was asked about a month and a half-ish ago, and I was sick during that time, so I couldn't. And then it was asked like a week ago, and I had COVID, so I couldn't then. And I feel kind of bad that I haven't been able to for a little while. Old man once plagued by lower back pain, so he could not get out of bed. Thanks to Malaya's treatments, however, he's able to go around and go about his life without issue.
Thank you.
But yeah, no only controls for a new one since Armor Core 6 soft reboot of sorts. Huh. Okay, interesting. Also, when it comes to the May 24-hour cherry stream, again, I don't have any definitive plans right now since I was going full steam ahead on the Scarlet and Violet video essay. But generally what I have in my head for what games to play are Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I wouldn't mind that being the stream to start Metal Gear Solid finally start the Solid games. Maybe I'll get around to doing Firewatch since I meant to do it during the last 24-hour cherry stream and didn't. Maybe. We'll see. I was thinking about maybe Metroid Prime Hunters, because another thing that I thought about doing during the last one and I couldn't. So I'm not entirely sure. But the big two ones that I want to do are Tears of the Kingdom, Metal Gear Solid. Those are the two big ones I want to do. Apparently Metal Gear Solid is only like a 10 to 12 hour game, so part of me is like, should I try to do it in one session, or is that too much? I mean, I did 13 hours of Dark Souls 3 at one time with an incredibly calming presence. She joined Ares Apothecaries upon witnessing casting her an entire family of grave malady. She and Randy have pledged their lives to one another.
Randy was just teaching
Whether
me how to
troubleshooting
look
and all that,
after
just mean
Jaya.
playtesting, perhaps altering some text dialogue. The character says that the game will make your character feel more unique and different from the others. Because you feel a lot of the text you have in the game feels way too similar. I've been trying your best to make them unique, but it still isn't enough. Yeah, I can definitely have a look over stuff like that and
He
offer
was?
suggestions or changes and stuff. You know,
And Jaya's just such a
well, I guess I can't have
sweetie,
auto
isn't
scroll
he?
on for this.
It must be nice to be so loved, Jaya.
And this was once a super pleasant place. But yeah, surprised that you didn't use Google. Ah, you know, translate to text-to-speech to voice AI SATA. You know, I've never done that in any video essays before. So it didn't really occur to me. I've never done it in any video before. It was almost done in the Legends Arceus video essay with the shitpost that I did with Guzma. Almost. But then Aniki just did the other trainer instead, was the case. But I myself have never attempted, never had the thought. And honestly, it is a kind of missed opportunity. Whoops. Well, yeah. A lot of the magic you felt towards Pokemon has shifted towards From Software. From Software does make some pretty cool stuff. I will give them that. You know, I've had my fair share of complaints about the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring, but they make some pretty nice stuff, let's face it. Andy's younger and far more dependable than younger brother, once grudgingly pulled into Ares Apothecaries at Andy and Cassie's behest, is now more active in the group than even Andy himself.
Randy, how are you and Andy getting along?
But yeah.
My brother's insufferable. We feud as often.
Oh, don't worry about payment there.
I only wish that
I'm
knucklehead
A-okay,
had
but
as
yeah,
much
if I have the
brains
chance, I
as
can
he
certainly have a
was.
look-see.
If he was as clever as Malaya,
Right now that the Scarlet and Violet video essay is wrapped up, right now my big priority
He'd be a force to lead.
in terms of stuff that I'm doing
Still,
here in
it
this
was
room
thanks to his
is right now
father
getting
you're
through
still
these
here,
games.
yes?
In terms of real life, my priority is getting back into Taekwondo, getting into work, wrapping up that truck, which it should be on the road within a few weeks, which is really cool. And learning to drive a clutch is the case. I have plans tomorrow night or Monday night, yes. Tomorrow, the reason why I need to be up at a decent hour tomorrow is because I'm driving a decent bit out of town to go have dinner with my dad's side of the family. And then come back to town, and then in the evening probably go have dinner with my mom's side of the family, because we're doing a thing there as well. It's the birthday of one of my cousins, plus it's just a fun thing to do while another cousin that's in here from BC is around, because he leaves on like Monday. Monday, I'm probably going to be at work during the day, and then during the evening, I'm going to be working on the brake lights of my truck and trying to fix those, because we tested it, and the headlights work. Well, top two headlights work, the bottom two, one works and the other doesn't, and I tried to find 6-volt bulbs earlier today, and no place had them, because every car is 12 volts nowadays, and kind of maniac would wire a car in 6 volts nowadays. The signal lights work just fine, the headlights work just fine, so Monday evening, we're gonna try to work on the brake lights and get those going, because then, you know, it'll just be the windows, and, you know, license and registration. Or not license and registration, insurance and registration. So that's Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm probably gonna be at work all day during the day. And then the evening, I'm actually gonna be driving my neighbor's standard with her, is the case.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, I owe
a
you for that.
mini story
I
there.
suppose Andy's got
I've done
you
driving
for
practice
it,
with
huh?
my neighbor's
You two make a wonderful
middle
team.
kid once before, because they have a standard, I have an automatic, and the driving tests are a lot more lenient for an automatic. So I did that a couple of years ago, for her to do the test with my automatic. And now the youngest daughter is ready for, you know, driving practice to do it in my automatic as well. So we've started doing that. And my neighbor, he wouldn't budge on, me being able to practice with his car. I'd asked him before, my parents had asked him before, like, hey, can Jake practice in your car for, like, the standard so that he can learn how to use a clutch and stuff like that? And he wasn't allowing it. But recently, now that I'm doing driving practice a second time with his youngest daughter, he's finally budged and allowing me to do driving practice in his car. So we're gonna do a little bit of practice with the clutch on Tuesday, with like a much more modern kind of clutch. I think it's like an early 2000s vehicle, I'm not entirely sure. It might actually be late 90s. I haven't actually seen it before myself, but I'll be practicing in it. You know, going into a, you know, easy mode first to practice that, and then hard mode with my truck from the 1950s, which is the 3 on the tree next to the wheel. So, you know, first is like down and forward, and then I think second is back and up, and then third is back and down or something, and then reverse is like forward and up. All over the place. So, you know, gonna practice on that car first, and then I'm gonna be practicing on my truck, since that should hopefully be wrapped up in a few weeks' time. I should be getting the results of the inspection appraisal, like, tomorrow, I think. Young man, age 30. Speaking of the inspector appraisal, I ran into him at the show earlier today, and he gave me a fuel filter for free, because I needed a fuel filter, and he was like, yeah, if you want one of mine, take one. I was like, oh, thank you. It's pretty nice. Man running the farm his family bequeathed him. He was once obsessed with efficiency, but Randy and Elma convinced him to start thinking of creating an atmosphere of calm so as not to cause stress to the livestock. I love how this super story-rich part of Octopath Traveler 2, which I mean is most of it. I'm just, you know, talking about everything else instead. But yeah, speaking about driving, cousin's eldest child recently took his driver's test and, oh, do you feel so old? Yeah, the older my cousin's kids will be able to get his learner's license later this year. He's gonna be turning 14, and it's like, man, time flies, what the heck? So I know that feel there. But yeah, sounds like you got a lot of cool stuff going on. Yeah, cool is definitely one way to call it. It's keeping busy, but it'll lead up to cool stuff, you know? Love for From Software games just honestly comes from how Dark Souls 2 was such a bright spot in a dark part of your life in middle school. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are able to have games like that, you know, really help them out. That was what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 was for me. Like, it's really cool and special to have games like that. Okay, your work ethic is terrifying. You don't have the mental strength to have a day like that. A few of the comments on the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video essay have been like, even though it's been almost half a year since the game came out, I've gotten a few comments since I looked at it, you know, before starting the stream, saying like, man, I'm surprised you got it out this fast, even though it's like half a year. But, you know, everything considered there, I guess it is still decent speed. I like to be productive, you know, is the case. I know, right? Feel like a dinosaur? That's how I've been feeling a little bit here. Fire something of this person. Young man 24, young man tasked with looking after the village's horses. He's diligent enough worker, though ever since Heir's apothecaries arrived, he's not like as to not be found staring off into the distance. Seems to have the most difficulty focusing when Elma comes to examine the horses. Also, speaking of being old,
Thank you.
I'm the youngest in my generation in my family by a lot. My cousin who's having a birthday tomorrow is the next youngest, like, cousin within, like, the next youngest person within my generation. I'm 24, and tomorrow he's turning 39. So, my other cousin, the one with the 2 kids, I'm fairly certain I'm closer in age to the older of the one cousin's kids than I am in age to the next youngest person in my generation of the family. Like, all my other, like, aunts and uncles had kids pretty early, and my parents had a kid a decent bit late, compared to, you know, everyone else there. A little bit later on in life, so I'm the youngest in my family by a whole lot. Even at 24, I'm starting to feel old. Like, not in terms of, like, old, but old in terms of, like, man, I feel like I should have so much more of life figured out by now. You know? It's just, Yeah, that's basically what I am there. So use Explorer's Sky to help you cope with crazy things going in life even to this day after all these years. Yeah, and that's fair enough there. That was me with Explorers of Sky for a long time. I haven't in a decent while just because of like how many games are going on around here. But I used to play that game annually, and you know, it's such a special game, that game there. If you're watching your alternate retelling of Scarlet and Violet, think the theme that fits the story other than regret is toxic meritocracy. People's quality is judged by their merit. Toxic part comes from with overexertion of chasing it and discrimination of people that don't have enough merit. Treasure Hunt are the product of this mindset. That makes me intrigued of what another story rewrite of it would look like, with that as like the main key focus of tying it all together. Now I want to see that, honestly. Yeah. Gonna be your brother when he's older, being the youngest of the family and such. Gonna get the feel that I feel. Trousseau, young member of Heirs Apothecaries with a fervent, idealistic desire to save lives. 3 years ago, he joined the band after meeting Cassie and company in Winterbloom. His boundless enthusiasm leads him to treat patients at all times with little regard for his own need for sleep. What is this, me with my bazillion projects?
Oh, Sally.
Right as rain and playing up a storm.
You know, it's funny.
Worrying over nothing.
The truck project
There's no
is a pretty
shame in
recent
concern for a
endeavor.
patient.
My dad's been working on and off for like many years now, but we weren't doing anything serious until late last year, so it's still a very recent project addition. When I was starting that project and I was telling my mom that it was a project that I was starting, she just looked at me with such a look of confusion, being like, how? You have so many projects already. And I was like, I know, I do.
In fact,
You know,
I believe your empathy is your greatest
I'll
strength.
figure it out. And I'm figuring it out.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Well, guess I'll check
Oh,
out
yeah.
on some of our other patients.
I don't think I can add any more. Well, I am adding more projects this summer. This summer, over the next 4 months, my goals are to learn cooking and gardening. And I'm already starting on the gardening with all the, you know, potatoes we planted today. The whole area that we cleared at my cousin's place and planted a whole bunch of things. You know, gardening was great today. That was fantastic. Hopefully we grow some good stuff. Cooking I haven't really started with yet, but I plan on practicing with my Oma. Is the case, who, you know, so my grandma on my mom's side of the family, who's, you know, the best cook in the family, probably. The stuff that she makes is amazing. And, you know, with her living on her own and stuff, she also can get, like, pretty lonely and stuff and enjoys having company around. So it'd probably honestly be great for both of us, and cooking, you know, would be a good skill to have. Allow me to teach you my cooking ways. Yeah, I know you work at, like, a super fancy place there. Day comes that I go over to New Orleans, or you ever come here. I mean, like, getting cooking lessons from you would be amazing. Sally's mother. Ever since her husband was killed in the war, she and Sally have lived on their own, and she works a multitude of jobs in order to provide for her daughter well into the future. Phil doesn't feel too bad when she reminds herself it's all for her daughter.
Thank you.
And so all that's literally gotten to the point where these young people in her family be doing some sorcery with their phones or tablets. You know, I kind of feel that sometimes too, anyway. Anyway, with Sky Temple coming out the past couple of years, also really cool seeing all the different kinds of stories that all the fans make with it. Favorite one has to be the one that expands upon the theory that the main character is actually Darkrai. That's a cool theory there. Basically introduce social credit system in Pokemon. That proposal there. Tem. Hoi! I'm Temmie! Sally's closest friend. He sees just how much Sally hides her loneliness and wants to be there for her. Aww. He's constantly frustrated, however, by Sally treating him like her little brother. I mean,
That was very
10
helpful.
here. So I'll make plans to come to New Orleans next year for Mardi Gras. I think that'd be fun. And my mom wants to come too. When I've told her about it, she wants to come and she wants to eat at the restaurant that you work at. Is the case. Sally, young girl who unexpectedly lost consciousness. Oh. I got my characters mixed up there. I guess the whole treating her like a younger brother okay, now it makes more sense why I'd be frustrated. Who unexpectedly lost consciousness. Thankfully, her condition isn't serious, at least for the time being. She likes animals and wants to become a veterinarian. Currently, though, she puts on a brave face so as not to worry her hardworking mother.
That was very helpful.
That was very helpful there. But yeah, one is agreeably the best one made among the Sky Temple community. Well, if I ever check anything out there, I'll definitely keep that in mind. Stuff. Definitely keep it in mind. Boy! Grandson of a noted plant expert in the village. I don't remember Kratos being a plant expert. He's now old enough to accompany his grandmother on her mountain treks where she teaches him about the various types of wild grasses and other natural wonders. He's also grown curious about medicines, the efficacy and uses of which Cassie and Randy are happy to impart on him. So might have 2 cooking students because you definitely need help with that department. Yeah, it's a really good skill to have, which is why, you know, I kind of wanted to make it a goal for this summer. Stuff. So, wait, what are all my projects? There's I guess the playthroughs of my channel, I'll just count that as one project rather than all individually. Video essays / just bigger editing projects on the channel. The celiac research study that I'm doing as part of my job at the university. Restoring my truck. Trying to learn cooking, trying to learn gardening stuff. Getting back into Taekwondo and trying to finally secure my 3rd degree black belt after all these years. What other projects do I have going on? There's spending time with family that I'm trying to do kind of regularly, but I don't know if I count that as a project per se. I don't know, at least the 7 though. At least the 7 kind of projects, goals, thingamabobs here. There's that. Sounds so busy. I am. I definitely am here. Planning who often ventures into the mountains to pick vegetables and medicinal herbs. Share and share alike is her guiding philosophy, and so she freely distributes what she gathers with the villagers and heirs apothecaries. Whenever any family members ask me like how I'm doing, or honestly anyone really asks me how I'm doing, I'm just like, keep them busy. You know how it is. There's never really a dull moment. Stuff. I was actually chatting to one of my coworkers a couple days ago, who is a really nice guy and really fascinating to talk to, who leads a very simple life, who just, you know, lives in an apartment on his own and just kind of comes to work, gets about the workday, and then goes back home and, you know, chills and stuff again. And he was interested to hear about all my projects when I was chatting with him a few days ago. And so we were chatting a decent bit about that. And like, he was so amazed. He was like, wow, that's so amazing to hear about, you know, all these different things that you can do out there. And one of his concerns, it seems like, is, you know, getting older and worrying that he might not have the chance to get into any new hobbies or passions or anything like that anymore. And I was like, what? No, like, it's never too late to get into new interests and hobbies and passions and cool stuff and new projects. Like, I never thought that I'd be getting into some of these projects I'm balancing nowadays, but never know where life takes you. And, you know, opportunity called, and I was like, hey, let's do it. And he was like, really? You really think it's not too late for someone like me getting old? I was like, yeah, of course it's not. You know? Just need to be open to the opportunity, you know? But yeah. Here's your life full of stuff, you're so empty. Well, like I was telling my coworker a few days ago, it's never too late. You know? Connect with that sentiment. Yeah. Just gotta be on the lookout and find something new that, you know, is something really cool in your life that makes you say, man, I'm gonna pursue that and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be really cool. First part of Scarlet and Violet has a little the agency for the treasure hunt is, yeah, that's definitely not great. They're not like there's a deadline in class report and presentation, although they can fit easily in the credits while Celestial's blaring in the background. Yeah, while we listen to Sheeran. I almost learned the entire theme on guitar to play it for the video essay to avoid copyright. But I started like recording it and putting some of my playing together, and one, it didn't turn out that well. Well, one reason for that was because I'm not the best at playing. I'm rusty at the guitar. 2, because this is not an audio recording mic for music. As you play a note and it starts to fade out, it cuts it out a little bit early, so the sound quality isn't all that great. So I just didn't do it. But now I know how to play on my acoustic guitar in the corner over there. Most of Ed Sheeran's Celestial, I can now play on that thing because it was my original plan. You know, the video essay got a little bit of it just to see like, hey, here's a smidge that you almost got subjected to just for fun. But, you know, the full thing stays locked away. It's crap. I mean, I never even played the full thing. I don't even have the full thing on my computer. But I played most of it. Play it at family gathering. I don't know if I'd play an Ed Sheeran song at a family gathering. I don't take my guitar to family gatherings. I take it out to the lake cabin sometimes. You know, sometimes it can be fun to, it's just right there. It just chills there. It was in storage in the back. Well, not in the back, in my room for a little while in its case, but it's been whipped out recently. Just because it looks really nice there, right alongside my, keyboard. But, and plus playing Celestial recently, so I've been practicing away at that. But, and playing that very brief theme with the, with that. Do you sing? While I've been practicing Celestial, I have been singing it. Yeah. I didn't play it in the version that made it into the video essay. I was like, oh, screw that. I know how to play and sing Bo Burnham's Welcome to the Internet on my keyboard over there. Sing as a song. The only one I know on my guitar is the first half of Celestial. And then the And then I know the first half of Bo Burnham's Welcome to the Internet on my keyboard, where the sound couldn't even travel. And I keep a keyboard out at the lake as well, so it's fun to pass the keyboard around the campfire. Fun to pass the acoustic guitar around the campfire to anyone who knows it. Do you really want to hear it? The stupid Ed Sheeran song I've been learning. Village's elderly carpenter. Once upon a time, he helped construct New Delsa's theater, and he feels as young as he did then. Last, he's failed to fix a rather leaky roof ahead of the race. He's yes, show us.
Thank you.
Man, I know the first half. I might have to pull up the lyrics on my computer to remember. I have to tune my guitar. It might be out of tune by now. What time is it? Been going for a little while now. This is all gonna be one part at this point. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, screw it. In the company of friends and stuff. Yeah, screw it. I'm wearing pajamas right now, by the way, so I'm not in the best stuff here. Gotta be careful not to hit the doogie on the way back. So, the credits theme that plays during Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was done by Ed Sheeran, who I know nothing about. I don't know if I've even listened to any of his songs before. I'm sorry, Jesse. I hope I didn't nudge you. But I learn how to sing it, or is it just natural? I've never taken any singing lessons in my life. I haven't taken guitar lessons in a very, very long time. I've never taken keyboard lessons at all. Low agery. But my guitar's probably out of tune. Well, maybe not too much. Hold on. Let me pull up I have an app on my phone that helps me tune. So it tells me whether I need to adjust things up or down. Is the case. So here's my guitar. This guitar is older than I am, actually. Fun fact there. This guitar's been around for a long time. My mom got it a long time ago, before I was even born. No, I do not want to subscribe to your premium thingamabob. And she meant to learn it, and she never did. Wait, how creative are you when it comes to making music and new notes? Not very. Oh, that one sounds good. Yeah, that one's high. I need to turn it down. Slightly high, but not too bad. Yeah, that one needs to go down a little bit. That one's important for that piece. This one's not too important, but it's used a little bit. This one's not used at all, but it says to turn it down, so I'll turn it down. Yeah, I can change the layout in a hot second. Tuned guitar. But again, this microphone is not meant for, should I switch to just chatting? Honestly, at this point. Very briefly. This is what we're doing. Again, this microphone is not great for recording notes that you play, because as they're fading out, it kind of cuts them out early. I can see where my noise gate cuts it. Wow, it cuts it. That might also just be the OBS noise gate as well, because it cuts it pretty darn early. Nope, not that. Filters. It's not great. I can just delete my noise gate for now and try to put it back on later. But yeah. And okie doke, have a good rest of the night there, Mortis. Now it's probably better. Still not great. It was a lot better recording on Audacity. I can also adjust the, oh, that's alright, yeah. You know, the max of that is the case. I don't think I can move my chair back anymore. Once I do that, it's the case. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let any notes linger, which is gonna make this sound like crap, is the thing. So, I honestly can't, I already can't play it all that well. And then, you know, plus that noise gate is gonna make things tricky. I mean, if I'm talking as well, then it, you know, maybe it'll help with that. I might need to pull up the lyrics, though, just to remember the stupid thingamabob. Celestial lyrics in my common Google searches at this point. Well, time for crap and stuff. I almost yanked up my headphones. That would have sucked. And, oh man, because I can't pull my chair all that back, this armrest is kind of getting in the way. Stuff. But yeah, I did kind of learn how to, this is a very awkward position because the dude's in the way back there. Did kind of learn how to play a lot of Celestial on guitar. Something like, you see tonight it could go either way. Hearts balanced on a razor blade. We are designed to love and break, and to rinse and repeat it all again. Something like that. What's the next part?
I get stuck when the world's too loud and things don't look up when you're what the heck even? Things don't look up when you're going down, and I know your arms are reaching out from somewhere beyond the clouds. You make me feel like my troubled heart, it is a million miles away. You make me feel like I'm drunk on stars and we are dancing out into space, celestial. Okay, my right leg is spasming for some reason, and I don't know why. I need to adjust my position. My goodness, I had my right leg up a little bit extra to, like, support myself. But then my right leg started spasming and it screwed with everything. Yeah, that's the end credits theme of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet there. Whoa. I see a light shining through the rain, 1,000 colors in a brighter shade. Needed to rise from the lowest place. There's a silver lining that surrounds the gray. When I get lost, will you come back around? Things don't look up when you're going down, and I know your arms, they are reaching out from somewhere beyond the clouds. You make me feel like my troubled heart, it is a million miles away. You make me feel like I'm drunk on stars and we are dancing out into space, celestial. Celestial. And then I never really learned the rest, because I didn't get that far in thinking that it was okay and stuff. So I don't even know the rest all that well, but no, not at all. It's something like that from there. Something like that, I don't know. I don't remember how to play a lot of things on guitar because I, haven't played it in forever. I still have some muscle memory for some, also notice that chat isn't even on this layout, so anyone watching this on YouTube after the fact has no idea what the heck is going on. I still have some muscle memory for some other things. This is amazing. Like, I still roughly know how to remember how to play Majora's Mask Clocktown on, from Majora's Mask. I already said Majora's Mask. My goodness gracious. If I even have the muscle memory for it, I don't even remember. What was the first note? No. Oh, that's the first note. Ooh. My god, I'm gonna take that from the top. Ooh. My god. Nope, that's not it. Ah. Something like that, and then it's a slow part. But, something along those lines. Yeah, harmonize with you if I could. Get it, harmonize with Harmonia. I remember playing guitar and has a singing voice. I don't know if I have a singing voice. But, I quite like my guitar. I've had it for a long time. I haven't played it in, forever until I started practicing stupid Sheeran for the sake of that video essay, because that was my original plan of what to put in. I still know the basics of, Primal Dialoga from PMD2 and stuff. Ooh. Nope. played in forever. So hard. Disturbing the dog too much. I don't even remember from there. No. No. Nope. No. No, that's not it. My god, how long has it been? My god, way too long. Can't do that. Is that the first guitar you've gotten? It's the only guitar I've gotten. So yes, that's the case. So May's always wanted to learn an instrument but never could. You're doing awesome. Well, I appreciate the kind words there. I am very out of practice with this darn thing. You know, it sounded pretty alright on the Scarlet and Violet video essay when I was doing like chords with it. So I edited over me doing the notes and then also doing the chords. But I'm so rusty at this thing that I was not confident in my ability to switch finger positions for doing chords fast enough that I just recorded myself doing each of the chords once and then used editing magic to put them wherever I needed. So, you know, there was no chords or anything in that video. Wow. Nah, I don't know. Oh, do a Primal Dialoga dual cover on piano and guitar and mix it together. I've thought about doing that before, but I don't have the talent to do it. That ain't happening. You know, if I'm doing stuff like this and struggling, it's like, yeah, that's not, I don't think that's happening there. When I was getting back into the guitar for the sake of that Scarlet and Violet video essay, I started learning a little bit of Rivers in the Desert from Persona 5, but I never got all that far with it. You've been looking at guitars recently and wondering what's good for beginners is all. Well, I don't know, probably something cheaper than this would be. I have no idea how much my mom paid for it. It'd probably be worth a decent bit nowadays, just because, like, it's a good shape old acoustic guitar and stuff like that. I wouldn't really know. I've never gone guitar shopping before. Like I mentioned before, this guitar's older than me. And Poco Loco from Coco, totally sing that for you if you played it. I know how to read sheet music on a guitar. I don't know how to read sheet music on piano. I've just watched Synthesia like a nerd. Or just figure things out by ear. Whereas guitar, I know how to read sheet music. That's how I learned this stupid thing, you know. Was the case, just looking up like a Muse score cover that someone did of it, you know, was the case. I mean, that's how I'd learn basically anything. That or guitar tabs. I used to know how to play the Xenoblade Chronicles title theme, like with guitar tabs, so I was like all over the place with that, as opposed to just like notes, which are pretty much just up here, or if you need to get especially high, then you start getting weird like that, you know, on the highest one. But guitar tabs get like all over the place there. I used to know that theme, but I don't anymore. Big sad. Big sad. Like my cool pajama pants, aren't they great? Are they the most amazing things ever? But yeah, I can still do some basic stuff with this thing, but you know, not the best, you know. Nope. My god, what is it? Whoa, I'm hitting multiple things. I don't even remember how you transition to the main part from there. Maybe just that again? Nope. Nope. My god. Nope.
evidently I can't do it. Why does it sound familiar? Because we're making rivers in the desert. Let's play some Octopath. How about what we'll do? Oh, maybe I'll put my pick back in my bob here. This is what I can do. And then put this back here. Try to remember to put my noise gate back on later and then probably forget. We'll see. Ugh. If I can properly put it on my stand. There we go. My goodness gracious. So, you know, I started trying to get a little bit back into guitar again for the sake of the Scarlet and Violet video essay because I was straight up going to do a cover, you know, to avoid getting copyright claimed. But then I thought it sounded like crap, and I decided to use someone else's cover. And then you only got like a snippet of it in the Scarlet and Violet essay. Is the case. But yeah, let's see here. Not played Octo though. It's not from Octo. Rivers in the Desert is not from that. Sounds like a song from a movie. Rivers in the Desert is a pretty epic theme. Thank you for the mini concert. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Andy, Randy's brash and headstrong older brother. He wanted to become a soldier before Cassie taught him the value of life. It's unclear whether this lesson or his love for Cassie is ultimately what led him to pursue a career in saving lives as opposed to taking them.
I was just about to head up to Lynn's roof, see what I could do.
Thanks for handling that for me, Andy.
Andy's the man.
No need for thanks. Leave the muscle work to me. I got the brawn for it.
You certainly
Yeah,
do.
I think instruments are fun.
Well, off with you then.
Wish I was better at them. But I don't I don't think I have time with all my projects to add
That
getting
should about
better
do
at an
it.
instrument to it.
Everyone seems to be doing well.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I do tap away at
Now
keyboard
to
or,
my last job for
piano,
the day. Sorting through
but
all
not,
these patient notes.
you know, enough that I'd be improving at, you know, a decent pace,
Tem?
I think. My guitar skill has gone unchanged for a long, long time now.
Who's shouting?
Just because I barely
What's all
touch
this
the thing.
ruckus about?
His face is as pale as a ghost. What happened, Tem?
It's Sally. She suddenly fainted. I yelled and yelled, but she wouldn't wake up.
Could you take me to her, Tem?
We'll all go.